to it. So tonight's class, we're gonna kind of condense it a little bit. I got a meeting coming up here, so we'll wrap up a little bit early. So we'll skip some of the portion that I get into early on. So we'll jump right into setups. And so if you got tickers you want me to take a look at for tomorrow, or even any swing plays you're looking at, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll try to get as many as I can here in the next half hour or so. So with that, man, we can jump right into it. We ain't gonna waste no further time. What I will say is we are looking for with this class. The whole aim of this class is really to help us hone in and for those that are new and unfamiliar with 0-day expiration trades and contracts, really get an understanding for what the process is, what the expectation and kind of some of the rules and process that we go through here as a group, and want to make sure that when we take these types of trades that we are going in with the plan, and we're not just kind of doing this willy-nilly, because these are highly risky types of setups, and so we want to make sure we're going in with the plan, and we can not be a statistic, right? We can beat the probabilities if we go in with going through looking at things through a certain lens. And so our process is pretty consistent. We feel pretty comfortable with the process. And so we just take advantage of what's there. If you like sports, we'd like to take what the defense gives us when it comes to these 0-day setups. So we don't really have a bias. We are we are unbiased in what we're looking at. We may expect, price action to move in a certain way at times, but that's not every week. So yeah, so we're gonna get right into it this week. Y'all got me cracking up. I was actually scrolling through last week's chat. Y'all had me dying with the lost tapes. So tonight we're gonna hop right into it. So the first one I see on the list here in the chat is PBR, blue collar. I know we all been kind of tracking that one here. This PBR, I know I had put out alert for this one about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something like that. And so price action is kind of moving in accordance to what we expected. But it has been like a pretty crazy ride, I say. Pause. So yeah, actually that was last week. So yeah, we got the PBR entry last week. Crazy retracement with the gap down or what have you, and then then this thing just kind of reversed back up off of that broadening formation. So it gave you a little bit of it tested your fortitude before it did what it needed to do. So just kind of breaking it down, looking at it at least for tomorrow. I'm not really looking at it for a 0-day tomorrow, only because it's right in between these two broadening formations. So I'm really of the opinion to kind of let it figure itself out there in that level. But I think there's probably more consolidation to occur in this little price range that it's trading in. All the while, it could be forming a flag or what have you and start to create higher lows. And if it does that, then we'll start to make our way up towards $15. And that's kind of what I'm looking at here on PBR. There'll be a point in time where it does gap down, and maybe that's when it does get to that $15 range and go back and fill that gap. But I'm looking at consolidation. It's not ready to come back down just yet. So looking at some consolidation here, but not so much for tomorrow. I'll probably leave it alone. Maybe I think if you just look at the setup, it may give you like a bearish bias, but overall, when they have these, if it does go downside, I don't see it going like significantly to the downside. So just kind of what my thoughts are on that one. But you know how we feel about PBR. It's been doing really well. A lot of us are playing shares and getting dividends off of those, but for the options folks, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Some more consolidation to occur after this gap up, and then we'll I think try to make our way to 15, and then maybe once we get there, we'll get the retracement to come back and fill the gap to the downside. But that's PBR. Gonna keep going. Okay, Hunter, we're gonna take a look at Walmart. And overall, blue collar, we're super bullish on PBR. We're looking to play that one all the way through the new year, probably January-ish. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me or not, if I need to speak up. So looking at Walmart here, we got this puppy kind of kind of just trading above this monthly broad information. We had a major move down. What day was this? This was on the 17th, so that was a week ago. Made that major move down outside day. So it's been kind of hovering around this broad information. And he said it's got what? It's got a shooter 2 and 3 day. Yeah, so this one, if we continue to push, I could see more continuation to the downside. We do have the rev strat set up on the day as well, so that would be one setup that I'll be looking at here on the day. This 2 up shooter or whatever. This looks really solid. It's like a really solid setup right there. I'm gonna throw an alert just to keep myself. 156.82 is your low. There we go. All right. So Walmart, that one looks solid to have continuation to the downside. We will have to push through this broad information. So that I think that's the one thing if you're thinking about like a 0 day. I think as far as like price action goes, though, you should be okay. If you're looking at more of a swing type of deal. But yeah, I think Walmart, at least for tomorrow and maybe for the short term, there may be a little bit of downside movement. Looks like he wants to go back and push below this broad information. I'm not sure how much price action it'll want to give you. I think for this one, it could go back and retest those lows from, was this 155.02? So that is a potential. Um, but I think it may be one of those situations where we could end up finding some buyers here in this range. So keep your eye on this one. Right now that the setup looks solid to push down on the day. We got a rev strat set up. I think here on the week, I'd like to see how the inside candle closes on the week. So if we get any kind of buying or buyers show up off of that broad information, then we could see maybe flip the week. But if not, then we are looking at potentially, excuse me, taking this volume gap down. There's a level where it went last time. Yep, right around where it went last time, which is like 155 level. So that would be what I would want to see if it did go back and take out those lows from today and continue, then yeah. Well, not the lows from the day, but the lows from yesterday, then yeah, I think we got an opportunity to go back and push through that volume gap again to the downside to take you back to 155. Which doesn't seem much on the underlying, but for Walmart, I would imagine those contracts may get a little juice on it. That's Walmart. Of course, Hunter. Let me see what else we got here. DraftKings. All right, DraftKings. Made contact with the weekly broad information. and then came back up. So that looks good. They're making higher lows. Hit a daily BF, came back, made an inside day to day. Looking at the 4-hour. What was this? DraftKings? Yeah. So with DraftKings, couple things. We are super close to going 3-1-2 to the downside on the 4-hour. So that could be a situation where it takes us back into continuity, takes out the weak back red, and then we're pushing down. So be mindful of this DraftKings. Chicago on the 4-hour with the shooter. That could take you down below 27-23. And then that could be your trigger point for entry there. And then also on the day, you got 2-1-2 down. You'll take the week back red at 26.87. So you're about 42 cents away from taking the week back red. Not so much concerned with the quarter right now, quarter of the year. But at least on this right here, after the gap down last week, yeah, this one looks decent. DraftKings, I'll put in an alert. Myself. 27-23. And 2-1-2 day off of the daily BF, reversing back down or rejecting off the daily BF to day below 27.14. Okay, DraftKings is another one that looks decent off the setup there. I like the way that looks. Let's keep going. Okay, Goose. We're gonna take a look at Abivai. And now Abivai got a 2-hour setup. Inside 2-hour. We finished the day below that weekly BF. Currently inside on the 4 shooter. 2-1-2 rejection off the weekly BF. With a shooter, we got a little bit of room. We'll break below 146.43, 20 cents away. Not bad. I like how that sets up. We enforce on the week, pushing below that BF. Oh, yeah. If these triggers hit tomorrow, we in business. We are in business. Business. To the downside, of course.
So with this one, so apologize, y'all. I hadn't got no results as far as analyzing. I just got home a few minutes ago. So I'm just analyzing now. The 146 put for tomorrow, and so far I got a target of 144.48, which is the low of that candle from last Thursday as my first target, and that is 326% trade.
I like that.
And again, that's the 146 put.
146. Y'all hear that? I hope y'all going to check that.
No, what stock is that again, and what contract?
Abivai. And that's
Abivai. 146.
What's
put for tomorrow.
What's the ticker for that?
I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
ABBV.
Resume, don't you be laughing. And do me a favor. Put that target. I'm sorry. Put that target. Y'all sound alike. I'm sorry. Could you put that target in the chat too, please?
I got you covered.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the contract price, if you don't mind?
As of right now, it's 40 cents.
40 cents. That's
Wow.
the first one out.
Say it again, Pyro.
Said 146 put at 46 cents. I'm typing it in the chat.
Okay. My G's. I'm on mute.
Okay. No, I got you. I got you, bro. Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, yep. See, yep. Goose got it in there too. Target 144.48. And you said that was 326%.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We like it. I don't see any BFs to Target, and Target ain't far. 144.48. I don't have BFs to Target. I'll draw some dailies to and if somebody's got some dailies, please call them out. But I'll take a look.
Yeah,
But
so my next BF, looking at it from the 4 hour, is 141.46. Don't know if we're gonna make it all the way down there, but that's my next BF. That's a weekly as well too.
So if we were to, yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Think we cooking with grease. Think we cooking with grease, people.
And 50% of the month is at 142.23.
Huh. Oh, so we below. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got okay. All right. All right. That looks solid, my peoples. That looks real solid. Thank you for that, Goose.
No problem.
Monthly field. Yep. Okay. 2 week BF around 144.98. What's our target? 144.48. So about 50 cents from Target, we got a 2 week BF. We should be cooking with grease by that time, so we should be able to judge it. So somebody may want to draw that. That's clean. I would say analyze it to that BF level too. See what it pays there. See, that's the thing. So that target would come before the ultimate target. So let's look at Goose's target as like the overall target, and then we could put these other levels as earlier targets. That's clean, Goose. Appreciate that. All right, and Nikki, I'm gonna go back over PBR, but it looked like ain't nobody else got no tickers they want me to look at. So yeah, I'll go back over PBR real quick. So with PBR, I wasn't really looking at it for a 0 day tomorrow. One of my thought processes are kind of theoreticals I have really has to do with like after these stocks have these major gap ups kind of thing. I don't like to take them against the direction that it gapped up, right? At least too soon. We know that it will fill the gap at some point, but when it's like probably 2 days from gapping up, or 2 days, I feel like it needs to consolidate at least for a little while longer before it makes a significant move down.
I was
Now,
looking to the upside.
yeah. So upside, yeah. So this is what I was telling Blue Collar earlier, because this is the one he asked about. I think the more likely scenario is that it starts to flag here and start to create higher lows until we get to about the $15 level where that weekly level broad information is. And then at that point, we'll come in contact. There's a weekly and a monthly there. And then at that point, they can I can see them getting rejected and then making their way back down to go and fill that gap kind of thing. So that's more so likely what I think. But as far as a 0 day to the upside tomorrow, I don't like to play with them right here in between these broadening formations. That's just my personal preference. when it's in between BFs like this in this tight little range right here, I'm like, it's probably gonna consolidate or play around, do a little pinball thing, bounce around in between them BFs before it, and it's a tight range. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get a good trade and all of that when you got stocks doing that in that little tight range like that. So I'd rather just if I'm already into the upside or buy it, if I'm looking to get in right now, obviously I wouldn't recommend getting in after the gap up for something to hold on and swing on, just because there may be a potential retracement here when it's done consolidating to fill that gap. So, but in the case of tomorrow, 0 day, I'm more inclined to look at something else just because of where it's sitting with these broad information. But I am overall bullish on it.
Okay, copy. I was just trying to get in where I could fit in, honestly.
Right. Yeah, because it's already gapped up now.
I know it gapped up over my entry.
Because we had alerted it last week. We had put the alert in last week so folks could have an early opportunity to get in, because we already know what happens once everybody starts looking at it or it starts appearing more bullish, then it's just gonna be like a situation like oil does. Like with oil, when you know it, when you got it and you see the setup, you just got to get in there and let it do what it do, because it's so hard to time it. Like you can't, like the day that you want to get in, like, oh, this is the perfect time, it's gonna gap up over your entry.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did.
They do that all the time. That's how it behaves. So when I see these setups like on the lower side of the range, like with PBR, I saw that two down bullish candle off of the Broadening formation in last week. I saw a 3-2-2 setup on the week. That's a textbook strat combination. So I put that out to the pack like, hey, this is the setup. So you know what I mean? Coming off a major Broadening formation, strat code 3-2-2 setup. That was barbecue chicken. It was just a function of it wanted to play around with price action and gap down and all that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get in, because I gapped down. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait till it gets to this weekly right here, like from last week. But it gapped over it. But it's all good.
Yeah, it went right to target. And so that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing with energy. Like, it's just when you just got to take it, because you can't really time it. It's gonna be too hard to time. Cool. Yeah, that's the big thing. It done got me too like that a bunch of times, especially like on day trades or short-term trades. When you swing it long and all that, it's a little bit easier. But when you're trying to like catch day trades or little short moves, it's really hard because they manipulate price like 100% in the energy sector. So just go in with that understanding already, and you can kind of play it accordingly. Like, oh, y'all think y'all slick.
Yeah.
That's what me and Boss Game be talking about all the time.
Yeah. Thank you, Resume.
Of course. What else? All right, let's take a look at Shopify. Uh-oh.
You trying to shoot Resume?
What's that?
You trying to shoot?
You
typed in shoot.
Oh, right. You saw that.
I was about to start sitting waiting to exhale.
Man, shoot.
Yeah.
I did grow up in the 90s, man,
Straight up.
These youngsters weren't even born when that movie came out, man.
No. So what? Let me tell you about something, young blood.
Right. Just wait to exhale.
Start throwing oranges at you.
That's too funny. We showing our age right now. The young people like, what the hell are they talking about?
Man, hey man, hold on, time out, man. We still young, man. If you're under 40 in here, clap your hands.
Yeah.
I-
Right on. So who's put this one in? This is Shopify. Oh, this Zoom user. I'm gonna just call you Zoom user.
Oh, my
Uh,
fault. That's Alaska. It's my fault.
oh,
Alaska.
oh, Alaska
I
going
knew it.
incognito. Oh, he went incognito today. Okay.
Right, right.
All right, all right. Yeah, so the Shopify, this one was weak as hell. Uh, so this is a good setup to pick on. Um, I'm assuming you're thinking downside, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I see it as well. We got to close below the point of control on the 4 hour with the shooter closed. Was almost a shooter. And then we've got the rev strat set up. Now, what I noticed here on the 4 hour, it looks like it didn't make it to the broadening formation quite. It didn't make it all the way to the BF. But based on the day's price action, if tomorrow opens up how I expect it to, and continue down, then this one's going with it. Ain't no relative strength in this one. You know, it had that move early in the morning, like the market, you know how the market did first hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, there ain't no hope of like upside to me. I don't see it. So yeah, you got Chicago set up here on the lows below 55.30. So you about 16 cents from entry. And then if you wanted to be a little more patient and wait, then you got 54.93 on the day. And
Okay.
then what you take so then you got a little bit of work to do to take the week back green. I mean the week back red, because you're looking at 53.41 level. So you got like a $2 move. You may be out the trade before it does all that. But just know that that level is significant. And if it takes all time frames, FTFC to the downside, it could cook. It could cook all the way down. Was this quarterly broad information around $52? So maybe it doesn't do it all tomorrow, but that's potential on it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem.
Appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Adam. All right. Yeah, VLO. I'm gonna go through VLO, Futu, African Americans, Back Boys, Baba, ET, and Steve. You the last one with Dow. I gotta wrap it up after these. Okay, VLO. Let's see. VLO energy. I'm a little more bullish on energy than I am anything else. We inside on the 4 hour, but that don't really tell me nothing. And we had an inside day, 312 down, and then we got an inside day back up. Price action all over the place on this one. It looks like we keep making lower highs. Yeah. Like we making lower highs. I'm not sure I'm ready for this one to go upside. If that's the way you were thinking, Adam. It's interesting though, because I am bullish on energy. So it's just the way this one's been trending in the last week or two. That's all. So I will be this one's interesting because the macros are gonna be in your favor to the upside, but overall I see like the short-term downward movement. So that's kind of where my head's at with that. So I'm a little indecisive. There's some conflict. VLO, I'll probably just pass on it for a move tomorrow. I think overall it's probably just doing a TTO. But for tomorrow, I'll probably leave it. Futu. did one of those numbers like a lot of the stocks did this morning and like shot up crazy and then came back down. So we'll be looking at that. Then we got the Chicago here on the 4-hour. This is interesting. I'd be inclined to think this thing goes down, 312 down below 49.38. Well, you're like 2 pennies away. Shit. So that one may be interesting for tomorrow. And then on the day, you got a 1-2-2 setup on the day. You got to cook a little bit to the downside. You got to get below 48.11 to give you that 1-2-2 back to the downside. If you get that move though, you got a volume gap. You got to take out the lows from 821, which would have been Monday, and you got to take out the lows from Monday, which is 46.66. And that's like $3 away. So that's kind of a chunky move. You're talking about 6-7% underlying move. So not realistic. So if you wanted to catch a move like that, you probably have to buy some more time on it. But Futu, to me, looks like we had a retest of those levels from where it gapped down from. What was this, from the week of August the 10th, and that gap is at 53.68. I'm not sure it's ready to make its move up. It might want to consolidate more and push back down a little bit. So that's kind of my thoughts on Futu. It's not showing me enough strength right yet. Now we got a bullish 3 candle, so that's already telling me reverse, whoop, reverse, whoop. Oh, sorry. Everybody, all right. So now we got the African Americans, AA. This one looks interesting. It's coming off lows. Looks like buyers are showing up. So that's a good sign. But we're still relatively, we're still just consolidating. Last 5 days has just been in a range. Did a 213 today. Candle looks bullish to go 312 tomorrow. We're right off these lows. So that is a potential move there. I'm not really ready to make an upside call on this one, even though the candles are giving us bullish vibes. So for that reason, I probably leave it, or just put an alert for a downside move below today's low of 28.54, and then not really watch it, but just put the alert there. It's not one I would make a primary move, but I'll put the level there, because if it crosses back to the downside, then you got continuity in your favor. It's an easy trade to take if it triggers to the downside. Yeah, I think it's stuck as well. Ronell. All right, let's go. ET. So ET, let's see. Extraterrestrial. 2 up week, retracing off the gap up. We know how energy does. So now that it's filled the gap, we got to look for a little consolidation and then a move back to the upside to continue in the trend. I don't know if it's ready to do all of that tomorrow. Looks like we got shooter, hammer, counter vibes. So that's an interesting look. This one look like it don't know what it want to do. We got conflict on these micros. Yeah, I thinking I'm. Wait. Yeah, so yeah, ET. I'm probably gonna. I'm thinking downside, if anything, but I don't think there's much downside, right? So it's one of those situations for me. It may be one I'll pass on for tomorrow move. But I think overall we're bullish on it. When it gaps up like that and it's got to retrace, we just got to give it time to consolidate and figure out itself. So I'm not ready to make a move on it right here for a 0 day. But I'm super bullish. It was on my list this week. It's just that damn gap up, man. That shit crazy. So yeah, that's ET. You see, Nikki, we caught PBR last week, but ET got there and took off. Gap up Monday. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. It happens to everybody. And then last one, I'm gonna take a look at Dow Commons. My boy Steve, man, how we doing? Good to see you on the call. Dow Commons, we're looking at this from like a material stock. It looks like point of control seems to be a strong level for price. Doesn't want to get below that. So that's a good sign. Inside day to day, we had a 3-2 on the 4 hour. My mind is going to tell me that it's going 3-2-2 back to the downside. That's how I've been trained to think about this. So that would be my expectation tomorrow as we're going 3-2-2 to the downside below 53.52. We're about 2 pennies away. I would start to look for some targets. I mean, you could target the 3 as a target, but it's a lot of price action to put as your only target. I see 53.36. I also see 53.22. And I also see 53.06. And then finally 52.99. So it may not take all of those today or tomorrow, I should say, but those are target levels that I see potentially for the Dow to move to the downside. But I am particularly bearish on tomorrow's setup. So maybe it goes 3-2-2 down for a little bit and then starts to reverse up intraday or something. But off the setup, I'm definitely bearish. This plays into my thesis, my theoretical, as well as the strat code. It all aligns. Getting rejected off point of control, all of that. So I definitely feel this one's the way it's going to go. The big thing is I can't judge how far it wants to go in magnitude. With that, my peoples, I gotta turn it over to y'all. I know y'all gonna take it to the virtual trading lounge. So you guys, I know Goose talked about FedEx. So if y'all want to break down more setups, please take it over to the virtual trading lounge in our Discord. And man, y'all take some notes and jot down tickers and stuff like that and setups y'all got, because it's always good for the group to see that too as well if they can't make it. So with that, Pack family, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch y'all in the trading lounge a little bit later. I'll be back on here in probably about an hour. So talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.